Recently, a woman wrote into Greg Giangrande's New York Post advice column, sparking a conversation about what it's like to interview after you turn 50. The woman said, quote, "I'm in my 50s and looking for a job for the first time in 25 years. I've had great success in my career, but I don't seem to be getting much traction. I'm also feeling a little old and dated in job interviews. Any advice for an old-timer?" So ladies, how do you think you can appear fab at 50 when it comes to interviewing for a job or a role?
Well, first of all, stop calling yourself an old timer. You not
That's
old.
in your mind.
Yeah.
First part.
Change that attitude.
For sure.
Well,
That's the first step.
Remember earlier in the week, I said to y'all, I keeps me a millennial around me at all times.
Yeah.
I think that's helpful because it does honestly keep you current with what's happening now. And most likely, when you're going in for an interview, you're going to be interviewing, somebody's going to be interviewing you and they're half your age. More than likely. So you have to have, be up on terminologies, or you have to kind of be in the know, I think, a little bit. And up on, I'm sure they have it on the internet somewhere, the best way to interview. When you're dealing with somebody that's half your age.
Yes, okay, that's true. I think it is so important to have the relatability so you don't seem dated.
Yeah.
But I also think the one thing that elder or older people have that millennials will never have is that wisdom.
Yeah.
That is so essential
Share
to
that.
a company, right?
Yeah.
When you just seem like you have the intuition. I think the most favorable thing to find an asset in employees is just that they have instinct and intuition. Sometimes that comes from being a mom. Sometimes that comes from having been through so many businesses and see how it works, how to know certain things, how they have staying power and how to set up structure that you don't know.
Wisdom and drive.
Yes, and loyalty. Millennials aren't always loyal because they can't always keep a job for a long time. Sometimes they're in transition. It's not that they don't mean to, it's just that they can't have a job and stay there for like 25 years, like my dad, So I just think there are some beautiful assets to an older person that I would look for.
What about? And they can use those assets. Like your age, you can use it as an asset, like you just said. Tell them, hello, I have so much life experience. I have so much job experience. Like I've done all these things. So true.
What about therapy? That's what you've taught me. So when you think of an interview, you guys always say, when you look good, you feel good.
Yes.
So I would make sure that I would give myself a little makeover. Like maybe change your hair a little bit. Make sure you don't wear your joggers from the 80s, like to your interview. And I think that'll give you the confidence that you need as you walk in. And I think that's one of the first things that they see.
Good point. Do you think that understanding trends too?
The whole out, like old players, get rid of that Bluetooth. Don't walk up in there, thinking you playing with that Bluetooth. Take that Bluetooth out. Get you a nice human hair lace wig. If you need to put some hair on your head. No, I'm serious. Because make yourself look younger. Just because you'll be surprised what a little bit of makeup, a little bit of hair, or getting your hair done will do for your whole...
To refresh your whole situation. Guys, I actually heard, and this goes for any age, I heard some really good advice about actually going and doing job interviews for jobs that you are actually not so interested in doing. So that you've heard that before too, right? Like actually go in for interviews that you're not interested in so that you can get back into the swing of things, of how to do it. Like, let's be honest, even going and doing auditions, sometimes you can get super stale on doing that. What is that? That's another word for it, but you know what I mean. Like you just haven't done it in a long time. So you go in there, you feel it out, you're like, oh, and then you walk out of there, you're like, I killed that interview and I didn't even want that job. I'm about to go kill it for the one that I actually really want.
Also, it's really understanding pop culture. Tap into what's happening today. Go look at, what I try to do is I keep up with Spotify and Pandora so that when the new music comes out, then I kind of know. Even if you watch our show, we'll tell you.
You can learn a lot.
We will definitely tell you how to stay young.
Stay down. That's okay, guys. I got another one. I'm just putting it out there.
Another one?
And this again goes. Sometimes people feel like they're too young for a job. The same way that you can feel like you might be older or you might feel super mature to go in for a job. There are people that sometimes are qualified, but there's ageism for young people as well. Sometimes they say it's best to actually remove the dates of the jobs that you worked on your resume.
Really?
Yeah, you can say, I graduated from this school. You don't have to say what year you graduated from that school. It is not required to have the dates on your resume.
That's really